Hello, this is video number 2 of Schrodinger's Cat Burglar. This is actually my third attempt to record the video because every time I've recorded it I've realised I made a mistake and need to go and patch something into the actual game. But anyway, to give you a little catch up, in the previous video we saw some tutorial level stuff, just some layout things that I'd done. And I changed tack, and I decided that I'd go ahead and actually try and design some actual level stuff. I'm guessing this won't be final, but I just felt like it would be more sensible to try and get a feel for the world. So, for example, in this room here, I've tried to make it look a bit like a storage room, so shelving and things. In this one, I've thrown in some stuff to make it look a bit like a lab, and then in this one, it's like a more secure computer room. And as you can see, there's a key card in this room on the desk. And each of these doors, the green lights on these doors means they need a key card. So it's like, okay, that's slightly more high pressure to get into. So let's split the cat, run one of them through the door, bam, we're in the room. And move that cat out of the way. I can be tangible, I can jump up, so I can jump on the desk, get the key card, and work my way around and get out the doors and stuff. So that's a kind of example of how this kind of thing could work. But that's not what we're here to see today. Also, we've got splitting and fusing as suggested, and as I've said before, so you can split your cats and you can fuse them as long as you fuse them to the correct cat, as long as it's one that's not visible, not being observed. But that's cool. But the more important thing I'm testing today is this puzzle room, because I was slightly worried about how to design puzzles with such freedom, with the cat being able to split and fuse and go through doors if they're not observed and stuff. I was like, how can we actually make these puzzles? So I've set up this little room in here with some puzzle stuff, and phase 1 is being able to control whether the cat can split and fuse. Because initially, on the previous versions of the video I recorded, I made it so that the cat could split and fuse, and there was a lot of being able to get around the puzzles by just fusing the cat. So I've decided to make it so that when you're in this room, you can't fuse. I'm pressing the fuse button, and there's no fusing, so you have to be 2 cats at all times. Which is good for the puzzle, because what we have here is 4 different chambers. I'd say don't worry about this chamber right now, there's nothing in there, it doesn't actually feature into the puzzle, it's from a previous version I was designing, so ignore that. But we have, from right to left, chamber 1, we have a key card. That key card will open both of these doors in here. Chamber 2, we have a mug, and then the room you want to get into, which is up at the top of the screen. And then chamber 3, over here, we have a pressure pad, and the pressure pad in this chamber opens the door in this chamber. And the pressure pad out here opens the door in the first chamber there over on the right. So the puzzle is, how do you get into that chamber with the coins? One quick thing to point out is that that chamber has mesh flooring, and of course if a cat is observed, the other cat becomes theoretical and can go through any door it wants, but it will fall through mesh flooring, so you can't actually just get in there as a theoretical cat because you won't be able to stand in that room. Have a quick think, see if you can work out how to do it, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it now. So step 1 is to get that door open by standing on this pressure pad. This allows you to get the other cat into that room. I'm going to obey the rules of the tether. At the minute you can go as far as you want and the cats will just flash, but in theory you wouldn't be able to move this far enough apart to be able to just go straight over there. So you should move the other cat closer so this cat can go and pick up the key card. And now you'll see both cats have it in their mouth because it's the quantum object sharing means that they both in theory can hold it. Only one can use it at a time though. If this cat goes over to this door, this cat can't use the same key card to open up a different door. So don't worry about that for now. But anyway, you can't. This cat is stuck in this room, and we can't focus it onto the other cat, so we have to get it out physically, which involves standing on the pressure pad. All good. So we're back to where we were. So we know that this pressure pad. I need to also draw things to show the wiring going from pressure pad to door and things like that, so you know what's going on. But we already know that standing on this pressure pad opens that pad over there. Oh, maybe you can just oh no, you can't, that's the thing. So you think standing there and quantuming through that door means perfect, you can get in there, but of course you're a theoretical cat, so you fall through. So you're not able to just stand on the pad. You need to put something on the pad that isn't the cat so that both cats stay plausible and one cat doesn't become observed, limiting what the other cat can do. So what we need to do then, forgive the glitchiness of the code on the doors there, is get cat this cat here on the right to go into this room, and we want to pick up that mug, but you can't open, you can't go through doors unless, oh, actually I wonder if you can do it a different way. The intended path here is that the cat drops the keycard in the room, picks up the mug. The object sharing means the cat out here also has the mug and can drop the keycard out here in the hallway, and then the first cat can pick up the keycard and come through the door. So you've got the mug out of that room. That's the trick of the thing there. But of course you need to use that mug to trigger the pressure pad in this chamber here. So you need to, the keycard's being used in that door, which is why this one isn't opening. So you need to move it away and then approach that door. So now the cat is in here. You can drop the keycard. Let's drop it out. Oop. Let's drop the keycard there, and then pick up the mug. So the cat has the mug. The cat can go and drop the mug right here on the pad, which means the pad will stay engaged unless you pick it up again. I've got to work on those controls. Pick up the keycard, come back out, and there we go. We have solved the puzzle. Now, either of the cats can go in there and take all the lovely loot, and then they can come back out. So that's how that puzzle is solved. It was a little bit of a headache to try and work out how to make a puzzle that flows, and I don't think it flows quite yet. It's more of a proof of concept, but if I get my mouse pointer back, I don't even know if you can see the mouse pointer. I'll just talk. The main thing was making it so that you can't just use observation to become theoretical to go through all the doors. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about it. It's a very powerful thing, and it's a good thing for the player to be able to just go through doors when they're theoretical, because it's the real selling point of the game is that, you know, you have these quantum powers, you can break the systems. But for puzzle design it's tricky. So I think having doors you can go through next to rooms with mesh flooring which you can't stand on is probably a good midpoint. So you can go through this door now, but there's no point because you just drop through the world. So yeah, I think that's kind of possibly a good way of dealing with it, which means that the doors, you can go through them, but there's no point. There's no actual gain to be doing that sort of stuff. And also the pressure pads linking to doors needs to be shown better, and the keycards one keycard currently opens both doors. I don't know if that's the right thing to do either. Maybe I should do some more stuff there. Also fix the code so that when it's a bit glitchy basically. But that's where it stands. When you leave the room you can fuse and split and stuff. It's just a temporary restriction on the cat when they're in this puzzle area, which I think will play into the idea. My idea is that there will be rooms like this puzzle room, which are hidden away and very difficult to find, or at least not on the main beaten path of the level, which will contain either narrative progression stuff, like, you know, raising your clearance to get to different levels in the building, or quantum XP, so you can increase your quantum abilities, something like that. The majority of the time spent playing the game will be running around levels, avoiding being seen or being seen by guards and cameras, getting into rooms, getting into a room like this, hacking a computer like this to get intel, which you can use to level up your abilities and stuff, or just get coins, maybe find narrative items, exploring the levels, that sort of thing. And then peppered throughout will be these hidden rooms, like the puzzle room here, which when you get into it, it'll be kind of like almost like a test chamber in Portal. It'll be like, okay, you've got to solve this puzzle. Once you do, you can do something, you get something, and that's how I'm approaching that right now. So I think, yeah, trying to find that balance between the puzzle side of the game and the stealth side of the game, and where that all ties into the narrative, is the current challenge. But I feel like this is a good thing, that having this ability to temporarily inhibit your quantum abilities, I think, will be good for gameplay. To make it work with the narrative, I'm not sure what I'll do yet, but there needs to be some kind of reason why your quantum power is inhibited. If it's an inhibition field, or if there's a quirk of the building's electrical system that means that the quantum powers don't work here or something, who knows. There'll be some reason for it, though, to make it so that you don't just question why it's going on. But yes, so that's where the game stands right now, which I think is good. And yeah, I'll leave the video here, I think, so thanks for watching.